Grand Rising and salute to everyone. Salute to YouTube. Salute to TikTok. Thank you for joining me this morning. We're going to go right into this thing. Often in America, A America, excuse me, y'all. It's early. We experience America, Amerikka. All right. FBA know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're melanated, you know exactly what I'm talking about in this country. All right. So oftentimes, we're shaded with racist antics, racist remarks, racist rebuttals to things like reparations. Grand Rising, Danielle Terry. Grand Risings, Grand Risings. We are screaming on TikTok. We are screaming on YouTube. You know, we're here. We're in the building, ladies and gentlemen. FBA Convo, I want to send a shout out to you on both platforms for pushing me, for doing the work, and just staying diligent, brother. You know what I'm saying? Staying diligent. All right. So I like to remind these people who say these rhetorical things time and time again about our history and what we've been through in this country. I like to remind them of exactly what our people have been through in this country and why the conversation of reparations is important. Okay, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Um, this is never to offend anyone, but in this line of work, you have to be unapologetic because the facts always tend to speak for themselves, and people can't take facts. Okay, they can't take facts. Facts seems to piss people off because then you have to display some sort of accountability, and well, people often never do. All right, so this morning we're going to be reminded of Rosewood, Florida, y'all. We're going to be reminded. Thank you, Danielle Terry. I appreciate that. Great way to start the morning off. You know, I appreciate that, DT. I definitely appreciate that. All right. So we're going to start with the remembrance of the Rosewood Massacre and what we have been through in this country, and how, when they say what community, what government has black people ran or controlled that flourished, there's four communities right here in America where that happened, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about at least three of them this morning. But there's at least four communities that was thriving, that were all black everything, okay? Black everything. Businesses, hospitals, banks, you name it, everything. And at the drop of a dime, angry YT mobs, angry YT mobs erased it from history. They're still victims right now today living. There's still stories being told. And again, this was erased from history. Erased from history intentionally. This was not by accident. This was intentional. And again, this is what they're not teaching our children, our people, our community in these public educational systems. Y'all stay tuned.
If the South today is really not much different than the rest of the country, but the Old South, that's another story and what the Rosewood Massacre is all about. 60 years ago, Rosewood in North Florida was a thriving little community of about 200 people, almost all of them black. Early in January 1923, some 1,000 whites came to town, and when they left about a week later, Rosewood had been burned to the ground. No one knows for sure how many people were killed there. The figures might be as high as 40. For 60 years, the story of Rosewood remained secret and was only uncovered recently by Florida newspaperman Gary Moore, who is writing a book on the massacre at Rosewood. Rosewood, there's a...
Perfect time. Y'all give me a second. Computer has to update. So I'm just going to get the update over with. But I wanted to remind America, about America. All right. And ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, share these type of lives. Not only my life personally per se, but share any live that you run across. What's good, Juan TV? Well, Juan VT. Um, Share any live that you run across that's actually putting the history out there. That's actually putting the truth out there. And that's putting the pressure on. Because the more platforms that do this, the quicker and the more abroad the message becomes. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've got to do the work in order to make them do their work. Okay. We've got to do the work in order to make them do the work. All right. And we're not going to get that work done. All right. We're not going to get that work done by sitting around and waiting for someone to do it for us. And this is why I always talk about Black empowerment, y'all. This is why I always mention Black empowerment. And it's not to the point of being supremacist, or it's not to the point of being racist. It's not to the point of being prejudiced. It's to the point of actually being observant and being consistent. Being consistent. The minute you fall back on your message, the minute you start pushing, your history becomes erased. And now you have people telling you that you've never been through anything. Okay, what governments or what communities did Black people have that they didn't destroy? They come up with inflated statistics like 1350, knowing that they're not telling the truth about that stat as well. And Charlie Kirk was an individual who constantly inflated that stat time after time just to add different rhetoric and a negative light to the Black community. Okay, now truth is we make up, so they say, about 13% of the population. Okay, but we're not 50% of violent crimes. We're not 50% of all mass unalivings in this country. No, that was inflated. We are actually 50% of, we're 50% exonerated of all falsely accused crimes, y'all. We're compensated the most civilly for false imprisonment and all of this stuff. That's what they're not saying. That's what they're not saying. See, they take 1350 and they flip it. But when we give them 2977, they want to holler per capita. Okay? They want to holler per capita. Not going to happen. It's not going to happen. 2977. 29% of the YT population are white men. Out of those 29%, 77% of them are charged and convicted with child charges, and they lead the way in all convictions of sex crimes in this country. In this country. And last time I checked, I'm being factual. That's based on the 2019 FBI crime database, y'all. The crime data sheet. Okay. So this is factual. It's factual statistics that I'm giving you. But they looked at those same stats and they got 1350. They ignored the 2977, which is why we always have a problem with other people coming into our homes and throwing stones when we both live in a glass house. Okay? When we both live in a glass house. In order for anyone to do better, that specific community has to do better. Do better at telling the truth. Do better at being accountable. I think we got our update finished. I'll pull everything back up. And we have to do better at being vigilant and telling the truth and escaping indoctrination, ladies and gentlemen. Indoctrination, as hard as it is, you know, as big as a habit it's become to believe. Thank you, Danielle. I appreciate that. I encourage everyone to share these videos to their Facebook, to their Instagrams, to whatever social media platform you have, because the message has to grow, ladies and gentlemen. And we have to keep the pressure on. We cannot sit around and constantly turn off our black to appease someone else's whiteness, y'all. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. We can't do it. And it's not from a racist standpoint, it's from a standpoint to where we all need equivalent benefits in this country. If we all are truly equal and made in the image of our creator, then why is there only a small margin of us, and I mean us, that's still struggling to this day, ladies and gentlemen. And this is a grand design. This is America's grand design, not America, America. No, America, Amerikakka. So this morning we're talking about America versus America. All right, y'all, let me pull this back up because people don't like to be accountable. So when you're talking reparations, these people want to know, hey, what did you go through? Why do I have to pay you reparations? You don't have to pay anything, but the government owes it. The government established all these racist laws, racist policies, all this oppression. So the government definitely owes that check. All right. And another problem we seem to have are these individuals are comfortable telling you where they're from, why they hide behind colorization. These people will victimize black people every day and tell you, you're from Africa, you're from Africa. Or yeah, what about Africa? What about Africa? What about Africa? But they're claiming to be American when they're America's biggest immigrants, y'all. They are America's biggest immigrants. They are the biggest immigrants globally on any land. Do you realize throughout the course of my studies, I've realized that black people were indigenous to almost every land mass period in the world? We're talking even Asia and Japan, ladies and gentlemen. Everything was black. Everything was black. All right. White people, there's no sense in coming in here getting offended about history. Okay? Get out of your feelings. Get out of your feelings. I'm pretty good, Russia. How are you doing? There's no reason to come in here and get in your feelings. Facts are facts. Truths are truths. There's no argument without evidence, and I'm giving you the evidence. I'm giving you the evidence. You have nothing to argue about when you've benefited from everything in this country. You've benefited from everything throughout the world globally that didn't concern you. Your time is up. The truth is coming out. Nothing refutes the truth. Okay? Nothing refutes the truth. It's just time to do better. And it's time to be honest. And it's time to be accountable. It's time to let the truth be known. It's time to set the people free. And black people, personally, I'm going to tell you, it's time to clap back. It's time to clap back resourcefully. We cannot afford to keep sitting around and letting everyone control and dictate our lives, our success, our elevation, our story, our history, our finances. Okay? We can't continue to do that. Shout out to the real Alicia Barnes. Good morning, Grand Rising. Okay, so that's out of the question, ladies and gentlemen. That's out of the question. These people will hide behind colorization. They'll constantly tell you where you're from. You're from Africa. You're from Africa. Then when you hit them with the facts, letting them know that you know who you are, you know about the POWs, you know about the prisoners of war when they touched down in colonization and Christopher Columbus left accounts of black, well, dark-skinned, woolly hair individuals already here when he arrived. Those people were called Indios, 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 nicknamed by Christopher Columbus himself, which translates to Indian. Now, we know about Walter Plecker, we know about reclassification. We know when colonization touched down that these prisoners of war, these Indios, these black tribes were taken into custody. All right. We know that they were reclassified and called Negroes and colors once they reached the plantation. We're talking like the Trail of Tears and everything. When they touched down, if you refused to go to a reservation, then they reclassified you and sent you to a plantation and called you an N-word. This was the beginning of paper genocide. Walter Plecker, 1790. Go look it up, ladies and gentlemen. And the reason I'm going into all of this is these people believe that we don't know who we are when we actually know who we are and we know who they really are too. Like I said earlier, the biggest immigrants in this country are not your Spanish people. It's not the Native Americans. It's not the Asians. You know exactly who it is. Okay. But just to watch how I talk on social media, you know what I mean? And for people not to get the wrong idea, because this isn't racism, this isn't prejudice, this is history. This is historical facts. You can find all of this under the Eraser Act. Those Siberian Indians were brought in here under the Eraser Act. It was the last part of the Eraser Act to erase our identity so that we never figured out that we were already here and we were indigenous to this land, ladies and gentlemen. So when we say that it's time to take our land back, it's really time to take our land back. It's really time to take our land back. When you know better, you do better. The history is there. And I always tell people the lies should have quit when the internet hit. The lies should have quit when the internet hit. Now,
Really,
these
the
same
South today
these
is
same
really not much
individuals,
different than
these same individuals introduced colorization. All right. They introduced colorization, black and white. They made it simple. They made it simple, black and white. All right. Anything that was melanated, if a pencil stuck in your hair and stayed there, you were considered black, Negro. Reclassified. Even if you were Indian, you were considered black, Negro, and sent to the plantations. Okay. And this happened in the US Census and everything. Now, if they stuck the pencil in your hair and the pencil fell out and you were of a fair skin, lighter skin, then they considered you white. But let's remember, these same individuals who came up with this colorization process to establish white supremacy, these same people who they let in and called white eventually were not even considered white themselves at one point in time. We're talking Italian, we're talking Irish, we're talking even some of the Asians. You know, they weren't considered white. Italians, Irishmen, they were indentured servants and slaves at one point to the same people who did it to us. But in order to group their numbers and establish white supremacy, it was like, you know what? Hey, y'all, the fighting is over between us because we have similar skin pigmentation and we're going to come up with this thing called white supremacy, where we're going to group everyone together if your skin looks like ours, and we're going to have total control, total reign over everything. All right. And this counts for the J community as well. The J community is included, y'all. You know what I mean when I say the J community. The J community was included in this, ladies and gentlemen. But all of these people, before they were let in the white club, all of these people received some type of reparations. I want that to be known. All of these people, from the Italians to the Irish to the J community to the Asians, all of them receive reparations. Reparations paid for by the way of America. Paid for by the way of America. This is how strategic they are in planning how they're going to dictate and control black the black people, the black community, black ingenuity, y'all. Our culture, our history, our essence. We're the only people who are still oppressed. We're the only people who never receive reparations. Never. Never. Do you understand? We're talking about three of the four major black communities right now who never received reparations, but they all was burned down by angry white mobs that started over white lies, majority concerning white women, lying on black men. They're still victims today. That's over 100 plus years old if we're talking Tulsa, Oklahoma, the fall of Black Wall Street. There's still victims alive from the Rosewood massacre. There's still victims alive from the Seneca, possibly, that took place in what, Manhattan, New York? Never to rebuild, never to get the land back, never receive reparations. But every time they destroy something that belongs to someone who looks like them, there's reparations involved. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about presenting, we have lawmakers talking about presenting reparations to illegal immigrants and to Iran right now, ladies and gentlemen. and to Iran right now. And to Iran right now. We're constantly overlooked. We're constantly overlooked. But you know what? I'm going to blame that on us too for not digging in and actually getting the work done, for not standing on business. You understand what I'm saying? People can't control something that you don't allow them to control. When you're tired, you're tired. When you're tired of being controlled, you'll stop being controlled. When you're tired of being lied to, you'll make it your business so that you're never lied to again. When you're tired of being manipulated, you'll make it your business to where you can never be manipulated again under false pretenses, ladies and gentlemen. And that's what the FBA movement is about, ladies and gentlemen. Has nothing to do with racism, has nothing to do with fighting anyone else's fight, has nothing to do with any type of prejudice, has everything to do with our history, not their history, and what we are due, and what we are tired of, and what we have been through constantly, time and time again in this country. Do y'all know I'm just finding out that Ashley Babbitt's family received reparations? Does that name ring a bell? Ashley Babbitt? Let me remind you, Ashley Babbitt was the young lady who was unalive during the January 6th insurrection. Remember the one at the security guard or something like that, unalive? Her whole family just received reparations for her demise. No one forced her to go there. She did this on her own. And she was committing a crime when she did it. And America, y'all, still granted her family reparations. You better bet the family of Renee Nicole Good is going to get reparations. You better bet the family of Alex Preddy is going to receive reparations. They don't look like us. So this is only against us, ladies and gentlemen. It's a grand design. Let's get back into this.
And the rest of the country. But the Old South, that's another story and what the Rosewood Massacre is all about. 60 years ago, Rosewood in North Florida was a thriving little community of about 200 people, almost all of them black. Early in January 1923, some 1,000 whites came to town, and when they left about a week later, Rosewood had been burned to the ground. No one knows for sure how many people were killed there. The figures might be as high as 40. For 60 years, the story of Rosewood remained secret and was only uncovered recently by Florida newspaperman Gary Moore, who is writing a book on the massacre at Rosewood. Rosewood. There's a road sign proclaiming its name, but no memorial commemorating its dead. Located 9 miles from the Gulf of Mexico at Cedar Key, Florida, Rosewood today is little more than a trailer park. You search in vain for any sign of a slaughter, for any hint of the mass murder that took place here a long time ago. Well, what did it look like?
It's a big blaze. You see things on fire. A big blaze, just burning down, just burning up the whole thing, just burning up my grandmother's house, churches, and everything. They burn up everything we had, all our clothes and everything. Yeah, they burn it up.
Why did they burn everything?
They was mad.
But you were just little children.
I know it. What did he care? They didn't care. They killed us. I was 8 years old.
Minnie Lee Langley was only a child when she became a refugee. Now, she's a great-grandmother. At her home in Jacksonville, Florida, we talked to her about the place where she was born, Rosewood, Florida, the place that haunts her memory.
I know they killed my aunt.
Rosewood was a very great movie, and it was very accurate. It was very accurate. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to remind them of why they should be accountable. We have to remind them of why they should be telling the truth. We have to remind them of their wrongdoings and why they owe us. We're not only talking about black lives lost, we're talking about land. We're talking about land, ladies and gentlemen. They're always saying that we don't own anything. We didn't have anything. And we're always proclaiming that they stole this land. They took it by force. I'm giving it to you right now. I'm giving it to you right now. I'm showing you how black people had it together. And every time we had it together, there was a jealous community, a jealous ethnic group to come along under white lies and false pretenses and burn everything down and then assume the rights to the land, ladies and gentlemen. They took the land. Not only did they take lives, they took the land. So when we tell you that you owe us, that you're living on our land, that it's stolen, and you had the resources in place to have all of this rewritten and revised and hidden. Ladies and gentlemen, we are looking at one of the greatest American switches, one of the greatest American lies in America's history. You pick which America, the one that ends with CA or the one you spell with 3 Ks. You pick which America, because you can't refute the truth. Your history angers you. Well, try coming up on the right side of history for once rather than the wrong side of history. My email address is G as in God, E as in Eddie, 2 D's as in dog, 1 I as in ice cream, 1977 at gmail.com. Okay, GEDDI 1977 at gmail.com. I want to present history. This isn't to make anyone feel uncomfortable, but I can care less who feels uncomfortable because they have always made us feel uncomfortable since, excuse me, since their arrival. Okay, since their arrival. So it's time for some pushback, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for some pushback. All right, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to hit the like button. You know, we do appreciate super chats. We appreciate the gifts. You know what I mean? But please, we really appreciate you hitting that like button. We really appreciate you hitting that subscribe button. If you rock with me on YouTube, please find me on TikTok. If you rock with me on TikTok, please follow me on YouTube. Let's get the message out there loud and clear. Loud and clear, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get back into this. Oh, we ain't worried about no trolls this morning. We want the trolls to learn too. And if they never hear the truth, how will they know the truth? Because every time you talk to one of these people, they're regurgitating one of these Charlie Kirk inflated lies and statistics. So they're very unaware. They're very miseducated. They're very uninformed because they went through the same brandishing white history, white public education facilities that we went through as well. We know that the United Daughters of the Confederacy got together and rewrote those history books to make the South and the Southerners and the Confederacy not look so bad, to make them look good. You know, you wear white at a wedding. That's pure. You wear black at a funeral. A white cat is great. It's beautiful. A black cat, that's bad luck. You know, you'll burn a white candle, but if you burn a black one, that's sorcery. Y'all know how they ostracize black. You know how they demonize and profile black. I just gave you references, ladies and gentlemen. And that's what the United Daughters of the Confederacy did in our history books throughout this country. And that is why even they don't know the truth. Even they don't know the truth. You would not need to lie if you were capable of telling the truth. And there would be nothing to tell the truth about if you learn to keep your hands to yourself, stay on your own land, and leave everyone else the hell alone. Because everyone else was well off before your arrival. Everyone else was well off before colonization. Everyone was well off before your obsession with black and taking over people's resources, taking over people's land, governing people's lives, changing the way people live every day. Changing the way people live every day. Thank you, Cruel. Because we have children that we have to look out for too. And the more and more that we pass these lies and this indoctrination down to our children, we are helping the curse and not breaking it. Helping the curse and not breaking it. Oh, they're going to call us all kind of names. They're calling me all kind of names right now. You know what I mean? They're calling me all kind of names right now. But I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about that. You're right. We are victims. You're right. We are professional victims and you're professional thieves. You're professional liars. You're professional colonizers. You are correct. Thank you for being accountable. You are correct. You are correct. And that's why we have to continue to put this in their face. When they get angry, ladies and gentlemen, Take that for accountability. That guilt that they display when you bring up facts and history and you rub it in their face like a whipped cream pie or like some soap because you know they ass don't like the beige. You know what I'm saying? When you rub it in their face, you know what I'm saying? Like some body wash, they're going to always have a problem with it. You know why? Because they don't want anything tearing down the pillars of their control, their supremacy. This is how they've always benefited and stayed steps ahead of every other ethnic group, every other generation, ladies and gentlemen. Would you tell on yourself? Think like the colonizer. Would you tell on yourself? Would you be happy that this history was being put out there, was being voiced, was being given to the people? Would you be happy if you benefited from that? You know, so let's get into it. If they mad, y'all, let's make them angrier. Take their anger, take their anger for accountability. They have a black obsession, ladies and gentlemen. They have a black obsession, but yet they won't fix anything where they live. They won't fix anything in their culture. Children aren't safe in their culture. Women aren't safe in their culture. Countries aren't safe in their culture. People aren't safe in their culture. Land is not safe in their culture. Economic stability outside of their ethnic group is not safe with their culture around. History is not safe with their culture. Even their pets aren't safe with them. They lead the way in that as well. Save the chihuahuas, the horses, the goats, the sheep, the dachshunds. Save all of them, y'all. Save all of them. Because these people are going crazy. These people are going crazy. Sexual deviants, pedos, weirdos, colonizers, vampires who are not able to tell the truth. Remember, in order for a vampire to come in and destroy your very existence, you have to invite them in, ladies and gentlemen. We've got to stop inviting them in to any black association. We got to stop inviting them in. They can listen, they can learn, you know, because you got good folks and you got your peoples, y'all. Now I rock with the good folks. That's why I say I can't be racist. I can't be prejudiced. Because we even got dummies in our own culture. We got buttholes in our own culture. You understand what I'm saying? We got bad apples and bad fruit in our own culture. But never nothing like what we've seen out of this lineage of evil, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing like what we've ever seen out of this lineage of evil. And the fact that they can have tunnel vision and be so unaccountable because they're the ones benefiting from the chaos and from the destruction. Take a look around the world right now, ladies and gentlemen. Iran are putting out Lego memes and videos, cosplaying black rap right now, talking about these same people and putting the information out. You tell me how the hell Iran know our true history, but the white people in charge of the government inside this country act like they don't know our true history? How did they hide it from us and they couldn't hide it from Iran? Are y'all paying attention to those videos Iran are putting out? Because Iran is telling the truth. They're talking about healthcare. They're talking about George Floyd. They're talking about everything, everything. Even calling the president a pedo. Even put Melania out there in the Epstein files, y'all. How are they so informed outside of the country, but we are so uninformed when we built the damn country? Let me say that again. How are they so informed outside of the country and we are so misinformed and we built the damn country? Nothing is possible without black, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing is possible without the melanin. Nothing is possible without the carbon 12, y'all. None of that is possible. This is your armor. This is your armor. This arms you from aging. This arms you from the UV rays. Huh? This right here, y'all. This right here. When they do scientific experiments, they're doing it on melanated animals. Black rats, black monkeys, black whatever. Melanated. Do you understand that they're the only thing in this world that's really not melanated? Even a tree, a plant, a weed is melanated, ladies and gentlemen. Even a roach is melanated, ladies and gentlemen. I'm giving you facts. Everyone's not going to like this, but we're not in this to appease everyone when everyone hasn't set out to appease us. So we've got to get the message out, and we've got to be unapologetic about it. Let's get back into it.
And they killed my granddaddy. Made my granddaddy dug his hole. He didn't have but one arm, but they made him dug his own grave. And he prayed.
He had one arm, and they made him dig his own grave, and they unalived him. These are facts, witness accounts, ladies and gentlemen. But these same people will tell you that they owe you nothing. Owe you nothing because they're proud of their evil. They're proud to be the diabolical creatures that they are, y'all. They're proud. They wake up for this. Hoorah, 1776. Hoorah, WAR. Hoorah. They live for that. Live for that until the tables are turned on them. And we're seeing that right now globally. We're seeing all these countries. There's really no NATO anymore. There's just America and Israel. There's the wicked and the wicked standing against everybody else now. Nobody wants to do business with America. Nobody wants to do business with Israel. No one trusts America. No one trusts Israel. Think about it. And who runs both? Who runs both? And the same thing that happens here, especially with children, happens there as well, especially with children. The same colonizers here would be the same colonizers there. And everyone's waking up now and noticing that these are the most two, I can't say what I want to say, but you get it. Two of the most wicked. We'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. You know what I'm saying? We'll leave it there.
And they shot him back into the grave.
At Rosewood.
At Rosewood.
They, boom, him into the grave. Made him dig it with one arm. Imagine somebody forcing you to dig your own grave while you're breathing. You have one arm and you somehow dig your own grave in the face of a racist, and then they boom, and you fall into that grave you just dug for yourself. But they don't owe anybody nothing. They're proud about their heritage. This is a lie, though. I'm just lying. I'm sitting here making this up. I'm playing victim right now. I want a handout. Every single thing they've ever gotten off the back of black or brown has been a damn handout, but they don't recognize it that way. They don't recognize it that way. They don't recognize it that way. All of the exploitation we black and brown has been through in this country, they don't recognize that as being a handout, ladies and gentlemen. That generational wealth gap, they don't recognize the handout of slavery, Jim Crow, indoctrination. They don't recognize this. They weren't victims. No, there was no victims involved. Salute to your FBA convo. There were no victims. If you ask them, it's the nature of the beast. They were just great at colonizing. That's what they'll tell you. They'll tell you they were the best at it. They'll tell you, oh, everybody was slaves at one point, but we were just the best to ever do it. See, they're proud in that way. They're proud in that way. So how proud are we? Are we proud enough to put the truth out there? Are we proud enough to keep pushing and fighting in the spirit of our ancestors until we receive justice, or the generation after us receive justice, until we break the curse, until the generation after us break the curse? Or are we going to continue to go through the same thing and give these people the same benefits, the same control, the same supremacy, the same lies over and over, time after time? Ladies and gentlemen, you have to remind these people of who they are. You don't have time to look for 1,000 good snakes out of the 10,000 snakes. You just got to assume now all these damn snakes are venomous and they're going to freaking bite you if you let them get close to you. All right? If you let them get close to you.
This is where it all began, in the white settlement of Sumner, just a few miles from Rosewood. Sumner disappeared in the late 1920s when a fire destroyed the sawmill. But back in 1923, Sumner was a booming little company town. James and Fannie Taylor had a home not far from here. On the morning of January 1st, 1923, James Taylor was already at work at the sawmill when neighbors said they heard his wife Fanny screaming for help. Fanny told her neighbors that a man had entered her home and attacked her, a black man.
They don't respect anyone. And see how easy it is to lie? Now, Fanny said that a black man entered her home and attacked her. Black Wall Street, Sarah Page said that Dick Rawlins touched her or stepped on her foot or something. We know about the story about Emmett Till. Okay, so these white women have been acting as agents, y'all. They've been acting as agents all throughout the existence of slavery, oppression, systemic racism, you name it. These women have been corporates to the men. To the men. Never meant well by us either. Never meant well by us either. They were weaponized against us. All these stories of all these black communities that were destroyed the same way. Lies of a white woman on a black man. And now here comes an angry mob of white guys who are armed, who's gonna overthrow a jail, who's gonna hold kangaroo court right here in the streets, and who's gonna hang a brother from the nearest tree. There isn't a tree in this country that you've ever laid eyes on, climbed, or anything that has not had a black body, spirit, or ancestor hanging from it. Ladies and gentlemen, let that resonate. There is not one tree in this country, except for ones recently planted after the Civil Rights Act, and some of them has been decorated by us too, because it's still going on right now today. We know about Brother Trey Reed, Delta State University. We know about a lot of these brothers that's still being lynched to this day. Okay, so there's not too many trees in this country where our ancestors didn't decorate them. Okay, and I'm using their choice of words. Tree ornaments, y'all. Tree ornaments. The beautiful oak tree in your backyard, that beautiful palm, that beautiful whatever, once had multiple bodies and souls and ancestors hanging from it, ladies and gentlemen. That's why those trees hold power. It's important to hug those trees. It's important to touch those trees. It's important to pay homage to those trees. That's important, ladies and gentlemen. We are one with nature. We are one with nature. That sun gives us our power. This is our power season right now. Spring and summer, the hottest seasons, are for the sun people, y'all. They've done their work with the extended cold break that we've had for winter. See, the winter people, the ice people, they've done their work. It's time for us to get the work done in the next 2 seasons, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? We've got to get the work done.
She opened the door, but he just knocked her down, and she was raped.
Edith Foster was 16 years old at the time. She remembers seeing the few hundred white men of Sumner joined by others from surrounding counties, even from out of state. She remembers how they grew into a mob seeking revenge.
If he had ever went in on this white lady, there'd never been nothing to it.
It's not known for sure who attacked Fanny Taylor. Some whites say it was Sylvester Carrier, a young, strong-willed black man from Rosewood. Some blacks say the attacker was a white man. They say it was Fanny Taylor's boyfriend. But a lot of people...
And I believe it was the boyfriend, even based on their stats right now today. They're always abusing their women. White women are the same thing to white men that black people were to white men. Property. White women are property of white men. Not an asset, not a trophy, not a wife, not a loved one. All right? They are property. That is how white men treat their white women. Property. Property. So I believe this. If they beat slaves, they beat their women too. If they beat their women, they're beating their horses too. They're beating their cattle too. Hell, they even beat Jesus. They even beat Jesus. All right? So I believe it based on their lineage, based on their history, their culture. I believe it 100% that it was a white man who attacked her, but they blamed it on a black man so that the white guy can get away with doing it. So that he can get away with doing it. Same truths came out about Emmett Till. Same truths came out about Sarah Page and Dick Rawlings and Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma. You know, same thing.
People tend to think the attacker was a black convict who had escaped from a nearby chain gang. Whoever he was, he touched off a week-long killing party.
They just a bad crew come in here, and they just wiped it off the map.
That night, around about 9 o'clock or 8:30, there they come.
You know, in every story I hear, the Opelousas massacre, the Ocoee massacres, you know, they come around the same time. They do the same exact thing, y'all. Look up these massacres. Look up these massacres. They come around the same exact time. They do the same damn thing. Same damn thing, y'all. If you see something burning and it's them around, 9 times out of 10, it's them that did it. But when the George Floyd riots was going on, they saying that we were burning down our communities. And it came out that it was Antifa and the Proud Boys and all these other white people burning down our communities. You know what I'm saying? Susan Smith, there's another one. There's another one. Good catch, Danielle Terry. There's another one. So we know their history. We have to start paying attention. We have to remind them of who they are. We know who we are. We have to remind them of who they are. Why is it so important that we never find out who we are? Why is it so important to them that we never find out what they did? Why is it so important to them to make sure that we never own a damn thing when we owned everything that they took? Think about this, ladies and gentlemen, and this isn't just here in America. Travel abroad, look abroad. There's only 8 places that these people did not colonize through history, y'all. 8. There's only 8 countries that these people could not colonize. 8. 8 out of hundreds. 8. They never colonized their own. They never colonized their own. They never got the work done for themselves. Never. They could not form a functioning white society. We have proven time after time that we can live without them. And they have proven time after time that they just can't live without us. They can't live without us. They tear down our Wall Street. Now they have a Wall Street and they have integration and we all pay into their Wall Street. When we were once paying into our own Wall Street and watching the black dollar recycle itself. And you know what I'm saying? Recycle itself. We're watching funds be reciprocated from black to black to black. Now the black dollar only touches the black hand one time before it leaves to go to the white hand because now they own everything. Now they own everything. But you were black getting money and walking into black businesses, black banks, black supermarkets, black hospitals, black manufacturers, and you were giving your black money back to black. Now with integration and they turn down your black Wall Street, now they have a Wall Street and a White House that a black man built. Shout out to Benjamin Banneker. You know what I mean? And now your black dollar is going towards their white Wall Street. And everything that's going on in their stock market is to affect you. Those prices at the pump are now affecting you. You know why? Because they control 90% of the wealth in this country. 90% of the wealth in this country. So when you pull up to the pump and you're looking at these rising gas prices, yeah, you're complaining. It's hurting you. It was designed to do that. Is it hurting them? No. They control 90% of the wealth and the economics in this country. And it's not like they got it by college degrees, ladies and gentlemen. They got it through disease, famine, pillaging, raping people, lying, stealing, unaliving. Oh, they don't like the truth. They don't like the truth. You don't have to like the truth. And whether you like it or not, you can't change the truth. You can't change it. See, damn your opinion. An opinion is not factually based. But history, the same history y'all tried to hide and didn't think this through when you put the internet out there, the lies should have quit when the internet hit. That history cannot be refuted. All you can do is be angry. All you can do is show that accountability, that guilt. That's all you can do because you know it's true. See, truth is, you don't want your children growing up feeling like they're victims. Truth is, our children are going to make sure your children feel like the victimizers because our children are being taught the truth at home. When they come in from your white public schools, your indoctrination systems, we make sure we sit down with our children and we tell our children the conscious, black, actual, factual, and blacktual truth, y'all. That's what we do. That's what we do. We tell the truth. So our children know. So if you think that your children are going to be protected and viewed as little saints, like you were viewed as little saints at one point before the truth came out, oh, you have been sadly mistaken. Our children are going to torment your children knowledgeably, intellectually. The same thing we're doing to you right now, our children will be doing to your children. And you're going to hear this generation after generation after generation. And maybe when you get tired of hearing it and you get tired of being victimized, then you'll make the necessary changes for what it takes to heal the black community. And trust me, you know what it takes. You said 40 acres and a mule, and that was a broken promise. You gave that back to the slave masters. Huh? You freed the slaves. The slave masters, the crops are dying, sir. You gave them reparations for crops. Huh? You even gave them reparations per slave, per property, because the slaves were property. But what did the actual slaves get? Even going off and fighting for war so that America could get its independence. What did they get when they got back? Thrown back on the plantation? Still considered 3/5 a human being? Huh? Still written up under the cattle laws? To this day, there's still not a protection bill for blacks, but there's a protection bill for everyone, including the LGBTQ, including the Asians, including white people. You even got protection orders for manatees and goddamn bald eagles, but you ain't got a damn anti-black hate bill for the indigenous. Talk to us, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking this morning. Now, y'all go to church and y'all listen to your pastors lie to you all the time, preaching out of Exodus like that's some type of liberation. That's not liberation for black people. I'm telling you the truth this morning. I'm telling you the truth. I'm giving you facts. I'm doing what your pastor won't do. And he say he coming in the name of God. He say he coming in the name of the Most High. And I'm giving you facts. I'm doing what your pastor can't do. He's busy indoctrinating you and taking your dollar and watching you struggle. I'm giving you the truth. I'm giving you the truth. The truth. And they can't take it. They can't take it. This is how they treated our loved ones. Why the hell we turning the other cheek? What happened to an eye for an eye? What happened to by any means necessary? Huh? What happened to the love for us to do better by us, to stop allowing people to abuse us, sanction us, take advantage of us, destroy us, oppress us, lie to us, use us, and then make us look like we're the ones that can't be mistreated, make us look like we're the thugs, when we know who it is. We know who it is. We know who it is. Y'all stop sending me these invites on TikTok. I don't know y'all. I don't know y'all. And I'm not opening myself up to debate with none of your white theological opinions. It's not going to happen. My platform, I'm speaking. If you don't like it, move on. Move on. You want to speak? Start a platform. Start a channel. Let me know what the name of it is. I'll come check you out. I'll come check you out. But they get everything. All types of protection, y'all. All types of protection. All types of protection. Where did it leave us? Where did it leave us? Studying history. Them telling us pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Stop waiting on somebody to give you something. We gave you every damn thing that you got. It is by way of black and by way of oppression and by way of colonization, that you have every single damn thing you have available to you right now today, white community, in order for you to thrive. It is by way of black, whether you like it or not. The truth hurts. Deal with it. Deal with it. You know what else hurts? Being economically challenged. You know what else hurts? Being demonized. You know what else hurts? Being profiled. You know what else hurts? Being lied to. You know what else hurts? Looking at everyone live on your land, live in your houses, use your resources, and it was once yours, and you no longer have a damn thing. And you no longer have a damn thing to claim as yours. See, they did everything with the GUN. It was all about the GUNs. It was all about oil, and it was all about them D-rugs, y'all. I have to say it that way. Put it together. DRUGS. That's their premises. That's their foundation. When are we gonna get fed up? This is the same history, y'all, that they are trying to erase. They don't want you to know. They just want you to keep praising Jesus and turn the other cheek while they live their life. And they want you to wait to die in order for you to live, while them bastards living while they're living. Make it make sense, ladies and gentlemen. They're living while they're living off of the backs of black, but they're telling you to wait on Jesus, a white man, to come save you, to believe in religion, and wait until you die in order to live and gain your inheritance. When they took your inheritance right here, you are the chosen people. Your so-called Most High gave you that. Gave you that, and you allowed them to take it, and you're doing nothing about it but waiting to die so somebody else can give it to you in heaven. Make it make sense, ladies and gentlemen. See, they've taken the fight, the bite, and the sting out of us with all this religion. They've taken the fight, the bite, and the sting out. They want you to wait for somebody to come save you. They want you to wait for someone to give you something when they've took every damn thing that they have from us. Did they wait? Did they wait? Did they wait? So there shouldn't be not one black vote casted, not in the midterms, not in 2028, nothing. If you don't see somebody already passing a reparations bill, and we don't want it state to state, we want it federalized. We want it federalized. We want an anti-black hate crime bill. We want all of that. If they got it, we want it too. You protect a damn manatee, a damn bald eagle, a hawk, and a snake. You'll protect a damn fish, but you won't protect the indigenous, and you know what's going on with us here. Even Iran is putting out videos of what they've been doing to us right here in this country. But they're walking around us every day with tunnel vision like they don't know. You know why they don't know? They're trained not to remember. They're trained not to be accountable. Just like you're trained to think irrationally. You're trained to wait on God. You're trained to wait on Jesus. They are trained to take every damn thing from you and keep you waiting and keep you hopeful, keep you feeling like you are cursed, keep you feeling like you are sinful, keep you feeling like you are filled with iniquity, keep you feeling like you have failed, keep you feeling like you're not really God's chosen people so that they can benefit off of you. Holler if you hear me. I'm on fire this morning. I keep the pots out so I can cook. I keep the pots out so I can cook. I keep the pots out so I can cook, ladies and gentlemen.
They kept looking for this Sylvester, but they didn't seem to find him. And then they went back up there that night and to talk to his mother.
Calling for my aunt saying, Sarah, Sarah, Sarah. And so my aunt didn't say nothing because she was scared too.
And that's when all
Breaded chicken. Can we please put BC in the chat here on YouTube? Anytime that someone gives, send a super chat, a gift, anything. We like to make sure that they are acknowledged because times are hard. They didn't have to. All right. But I'm going to go ahead and read your comment. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no effing reparations. I want the white man's job. I want the job that gives me the American effing dream. I'm tired of all the false promises. I'm right there with you, but you're going to need them reparations. Everything you're asking for right here can be listed as a reparations, my man. You know what I'm saying? So you just have to understand the term, the terminology. You know what I'm saying? You getting their job would be reparations. You getting your land back or that American dream would be reparations. Okay, we can call it compensation. We can call it restoration. We can call it reparations. You know what I mean? What's up, nephew? But I do appreciate the super chat. ladies and gentlemen, follow suit. It's hard to make money on these platforms, so any and little thing. Listen, see, oh, you ain't getting a penny. You know why you feel that way? Because you took it and you didn't have to work for it. It was given to you. You was born into it. You were born into it. So no, you're not supposed to be accountable. You're supposed to act like you don't know. You're supposed to act like you don't know. You know, that's what you're supposed to do. Why would you do the opposite? Why would you be accountable? Why would you tell the truth? When have you ever done that? Why would you own up to your history? When have you ever done that? When have you ever been trustworthy? When have that ever been you? Thank you, Brad. I appreciate that. When have you ever been trustworthy? When has that ever been you? When have these people ever showed that you could believe a damn thing that comes out of their mouth? When I'm telling you, your history has been rewritten. You've been reclassified. Your land has been stolen. Your wealth has been stolen. Your language has been stolen. Your spirituality was replaced with the white man's religion. Don't believe me? Listen.
The shooting began, you see.
They were shooting all in the house, all upstairs in the windows.
These colored folks, they were ready for it.
And I was sitting right between his legs. And he had the gun over to my right shoulder.
Oh, indigenous, I'm right there with you. Indigenous warrior says, nah, they coming up off the money too, because the land and the money stole from our ancestors. And you gonna need that money to pay them taxes on that land, ladies and gentlemen. So you can't have land without the monetary assets as well. You know what I'm saying? Look, they mad. Why you keep stirring up? Because y'all keep stirring up. Did you ask your president why he over there in Iran stirring up? Huh? Did you ask him why he's stirring up right here? Huh? Ask him how many felonies does he have? Ask him how many 13-year-olds has he raped? Ask him. Ask your president. Ask Agent Orange himself why he's stirring up. I'm stirring up the truth. Congressman John Lewis, may he rest in peace. He said stir up good trouble. I'm stirring up good trouble. I'm stirring up good trouble. See, I'm doing what those agents and those raccoons by the name of Al Sharpton and by the name of Jesse Jackson and so forth couldn't do. You understand what I'm saying? I'm doing what they couldn't do. They work against us as agents and they're getting their pockets fat. I want to see all my people eating. I want to see all my people get it back. And I want all of you to know what it's like to struggle. I want all of you to know what it's like to live a lie and to be oppressed. I want all of you to experience what it's like to be a goddamn footstool. Because that's what black has been throughout this country, throughout history, globally, for all of you. And it's so sad that you only make up about 5 or 10% of the population internationally, globally. But yet, you are the biggest colonizers, thieves, and snakes in history. In history. Imagine that. And you will just say that you were the best at it and you're proud of that. But nothing beats karma. All the energy you put out in the universe comes back unequivocally. It comes back expeditiously. It comes back. It comes back. I'm not worried about your words. I understand you're angry. I understand that the guilt you're displaying right now is the only way that you are ever going to show accountability. And you're letting me know that I'm telling the truth because you're angry and because this goes against you and it doesn't pacify you and it doesn't give you the entitlement and the privilege that you're used to. Welcome to the Black House, homie. Welcome to the Black House. Welcome to Black Truths. And if you don't like the truth, if you don't like what I'm saying, you can swipe. You can swipe. I'm pretty sure Turning Point USA is lying to y'all somewhere online right now. I'm pretty sure Nick Fuentes or Tim Pool, is putting something out. Benny Hill is putting something out that you racists can go indulge yourselves in. Truth Social, you know what I'm saying? Ain't Trump over there? That's where you should be. X, ain't Elon Musk over there doing a Nazi salute? That's where you should be. So I understand you're angry, but understand I don't care. Understand I'm unapologetic. Understand that I don't have that fear. Scared of what? Scared of what? Someone who can't sit out in the sun for 2.5 hours without putting on artificial sunscreen when I'm born with the best damn armor and the best damn sunscreen you could offer, man. But y'all know that. That's why y'all exploited us through slavery. Y'all know that. That's what Jim Crow was about. Y'all know that. Y'all know that. You're building an all-white community in Arkansas right now. How is that going? Because you're calling for help right now. How is that going? And these are Christians, y'all. These are Christians. Ain't no get over it. You get over it. Huh? Matter of fact, come up off of them, cut them checks. Get over your lies. Get over your deceit. Huh? Get over not washing your ass. Get over not washing your ass. Get over a bad hygiene. Get over putting your hands on your children. Huh? See, that's where you're wrong. Black people who know who we are, we weren't sold to you. We weren't sold to you. You're the same one to say that you never owned a slave, but we weren't never sold to you. We were already here. We were already here. We were made prisoners of war. You better go back and visit all the documents that Christopher Columbus left behind, all the witness accounts. Go back and visit that. Yeah, ye old colonial himself. Go back and visit that. Dark-skinned people with woolly hair and gold-tipped spears were already here. That makes us indigenous to the land. That also makes us the real foundational Black Indians. We were tribal people. Yeah. That also makes us those Indians, those same Indians that they lied to y'all about with the whole pilgrim thing. Oh, yeah, those Indians were us, not them, not the imported Siberians. That was the end. That was the very ass end of the Erasure Act taking place when they imported those Siberian Asians in to become Native Americans. Yeah. It was us. This is our land. Our land. You are the biggest undocumented immigrant in this country right now today. While you are busy putting ice on everybody else, put ice on your damn self too. Huh? Put ice on your damn self too. It can only keep you from sunburning. It can only keep you from getting a sunburn. Put some ice on your damn self too. Huh? Because y'all should be burning up with these lies. Y'all vampires should be burning up with these lies. You can Google Black Indians. You can Google Black Asians. You can Google Black Japanese. You can Google Black Germans. You can Google all these Black existence before the coming of you. Before the arrival of the ye old Caucasus Mountains, there was nothing white. Everything here was melanated. Those Mayans were just as dark as me. Those Incas, those Aztecs were just as dark as me. The Choctaws, the Chickasaws, Muskogee Creek Indians, Black Seminoles, Black Cherokees, Arawaks, all black, all black, all here before you arrived. Where are they now? Oh, everyone's just Negro now. Everyone's just black now. Where are those Indians now? Could this be the paper genocide we were discussing with Walter Plecker? The Dawes-Rose Act, the Racial Integrity Act? I'm giving it to you. Look it up. The $5 Indian Act, I'm giving it to you. You don't like the truth, which is why I love the truth. I'm giving it to you. You can look all this stuff up. The Homestead Act, the Trail of Tears. I'm telling you exactly what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, do the work. Do the work. Our children are going to intellectually give your children hell. We can guarantee that your children will be victimized. While you're busy lying, trying to protect them right now and suppress real history, the real history is being taught at home. That is where the first teachers occur to our children. The damn parents. It's up to us to educate them and tell them the truth because we know what you're going to do. Why are we the only group of people that you've ever reclassified? Why do you go around and tear down all these successful Black establishments, then ask us what successful Black government or establishment have we ever had? Do you mean before the angry white mob showed up? They dropped kerosene bombs on Tulsa, Oklahoma. Huh? Look what they did to the move. What are they called? I'm gonna just say the move culture, y'all, in Philadelphia. Look what they did right there in the 80s. Huh? Lit that up too. Lit that up too. In the 80s, y'all. In the 80s. Lit that up too. Tulsa, Oklahoma. Seneca. Black Wall Street. Rosewood. Lake Lanier used to be a black community. You stole that and flooded it with water and made it a lake. Made it a lake. You're enjoying your kayaks on it, and you wonder why when your ass goes swimming and you dive in that water, you don't come back up. Them black souls are grabbing you, pulling you down to the depths of hell. It's cursed, and you know it. There's so many stories surrounding Lake Lanier, and that's why. Because underneath that lake are still buildings and what used to be a black community. Y'all look it up. Y'all look it up. It was over 200 of them in this country. Look it up. All your favorite rivers and lakes and reservoirs and all, they were once thriving black communities. Ladies and gentlemen, look it up because they are hiding the truth from you. They're not putting the history in their history books. They're only giving you the show this month for black history, but it's white history every damn day. So you know what? It's black history every damn day because that's what you get when you fucking with me. I'm on my tank shit this morning. I'm on my tank this morning. That's what you get when you fucking with me. You gonna get the truth. You gonna get black history, black facts. That's what you gonna get. That's what you get every day when you fucking with me. Shout out the tank. Shout out the tank. Real talk. The truth has to be told, y'all. It has Oscarville, Georgia. Yep. 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 It has to be told. I'm not with this Pan-African stuff. Your problem ain't my problem. Your fight ain't my fight. The government ain't the same. Chattel slavery wasn't the same. Lynching weren't the same. 400 years versus what you went through is not the same. And now you throw in redlining, mass incarceration, and all these other lies, y'all. Come on, man. Come on, man. Racial profiling. Come on, man. Come on, man. Hell no, we ain't African. Hell no, we ain't African. Hell no. The Pan-African movement was founded by a white people. Was founded by a white person. I just found that out last night during my course of studies. Yes, the Pan-African movement was founded by someone white. Yes. Yes. Facts. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. The Pan-African movement was founded by someone white. By someone white. By someone white. Yes, it was. Let me get TikTok back. I'm sorry. Trying to get back TikTok. Trying to get back TikTok. Phone's acting a mess here. Trying to get back TikTok. Oh, come on. Bring back my stream. Bring back my stream. Are you serious right now? Work with me, YouTube. Give me a second here. Oh, this you is cannot crazy. Be at peace constantly living a lie. Come on. That just kicked me out of my stream. Y'all did. Oh boy. Sing up. All right, YouTube. I've got to end this. God dog it. That just hurt me, man. That just hurt me. I will be back, and of course, we're gonna keep coming back with the truth. You know what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate everybody. Let me handle some business real quick, and no, we're not blaming Whitey for our problems. We're blaming Whitey because y'all were born with a problem with keeping your hands to yourself, a problem with being able to be trustworthy, a problem with you earning things the loyal, reasonable, respectful way. Okay? That's what we have a problem with. Ladies and gentlemen, I will return. I thank everyone for showing up this morning. I thank everyone for showing out. You know, I wasn't expecting this to happen. It just shut off my TikTok stream, and I'm kind of upset about that. I stream at the same time on both. Um, so I'll be back. Y'all know what to do, man. Hey, y'all know what it is. It's love, man. We're going to keep the truth out there. FBA, stand up. FBA continue to stand up in spite of everything. It don't matter if you lose your white friends. Because if they was real white friends, they would understand your black struggle. You understand what I'm saying? So it don't matter how many of them jump ship. Expect them to jump ship. Expect them to never accept the truth. Expect them to be upset. Because now we're talking about their stability. And without our black hands, our black intellect, and our black history, they have no stability. They have no generational wealth. They had no plan. They had no trades. All they knew was force, force, force. It's the same way they forced themselves on these young children and these young babies. That is all they know. With that being said, YouTube, with that being said, Tribe, the Uncut Squad, and to all my followers, please hit the membership button. Please go back and check all of your subscribe and resubscribe. All right. And hit that membership button, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that membership button and become part of the movement. All right. Hit that membership button because we're going to keep them big mad around here. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, y'all know what to do, man. Y'all know what to do. Get your one-on-one. Get your one-on-one. Get your one-on-one with the real, indigenous, spiritual, most high, y'all. Y'all stay prayed up, stay blessed up, stay meditated up, stay protected, stay real, stay conscious, stay uncut, be inspired, be great, be you. Oh shit. FBA, you say it's more in here than TikTok right now. Look at this fool put white power. This fool put white power. Let me return a phone call real quick. Now I'm not going anywhere.
Yes.
Now I'm not going anywhere. Now we're going to make this do what it do. I like that. White power, let me show you the power of the melanin. Let me show you the power of the melanin.
I got on the him, and these old white people busted door down. When they busted door down, that's when he dropped them. He just dropped everyone come to the door.
He shot them?
Yeah.
Well, they killed Mr. Anders before he got to the house. They loaded him with a buckshot right here. Killed him dead. They had to leave him there.
At least 2 white men were killed that night, forcing the mob to retreat. It was then that the black women and children, 12 or 13 of them, ran from the bullet-riddled Carrier home and into the woods. Minnie Lee Langley, 8 years old at the time, ran with them.
We had a aunt with us, so scrappy. She was just like a hen with a nest of babies. She taken us to the woods, kept us out in the woods. She kept us out in the woods almost a week.
There's swamps out there.
Well, we stayed in there. Took her like a soldier and stayed out there in the woods.
You went through those swamps?
Yes, we went all out in the woods. And she built a little bit of fire for us to stay warm because it was so cold at night.
In the morning, the mob returned, several hundred strong. Inside the Carrier home, they found Sarah, Sylvester's mother. She was dead. They also found another body, a black man. Some people say it was Sylvester, but no one really knows for sure. What we do know is what happened next. The mob set the Carrier home on fire, and they watched it burn. And then that mob grew in size, it grew in anger, and it became even more violent.
You ain't never seen a mob like that.
Fred Kirkland was a teenager when he saw the mob rampaging through Rosewood.
They went wild. There was 1,050 people there by that time that coming in from every direction. And they was crazy. They give the high sheriff and the deputy 5 minutes to get out of sight, not come back.
They told the sheriff and the deputy to get out of town and not come back?
Get out of there. Give them 5 minutes to get out of sight.
And what did the sheriff and the deputy do?
They left there. And then they went to burning houses.
I want to know, how do these people live with themselves? We see how they deal with the truth. They deal with it through anger. They deal with it through racial slurs. They deal with it through being unaccountable. But how do these people live with themselves consciously? How are you proud of this? If hell really, ladies and gentlemen, this should exemplify why hell and heaven really can't exist. This should exemplify, if hell really existed, these people would be busting hell wide open. These people are your demons in the Bible. This is God in your Bible, ladies and gentlemen. They wrote it. They presented it to you to take the sting and the bite and the truth away from you. They turned the S-U-N into the S-O-N. Real talk. And y'all are not realizing this. People, we have to wake up. If we want better, we definitely have to do better. And we have to start doing better by acknowledging the truth, by holding them accountable. By holding them accountable. I don't care how much they sit here and say, oh, you're playing victim. They're trained to say that. They want you to cop out. They want you to stop fighting. They want you to stop telling the truth because it's affecting them. So now they want to put a guilt trip on you. Oh, look, you're poor, you're broke, you're playing victim. No, you were the victimizer. I tell them all the time, the oppressor can't play oppressed. When the truth comes out, you cannot play oppressed. You can't, because never have you been oppressed. Never have you been lynched. Never have you had a history of anyone, any lineage, any culture throughout time feeding your babies to alligators. Never, 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 never. Never have you been turned down from a job because you were black. Never have you been turned down from housing because you were black. Never have you been turned down from a loan because you were black. Never have you been pulled over and roughed up and illegally searched by police because you were black. Oh no, never happened. Never happened. Never happened. Never happened.
Killing people, you never see.
Yeah, Sunday morning they came through here, setting houses on fire. And as each one ran out, they'd shoot them, kill them. And
Same MO. They did this in Tulsa, Oklahoma. They did that with the Ocoee massacre. They did that with the Opelousas massacre. Same MO, y'all. Same method of operation. Look at this bastard talking about victim mentality. You have a victimizer pedo mentality. Huh? You have a victimizer pedo mentality. You have a colonized, take everything, don't wash your dirty ass mentality. That's what you have. A very ignorant mentality. A cancer traded mentality. Stand out there in the sun. I'm not mad at all. I'm not mad at all. You're mad because the truth is coming out. Why else would you put victim mentality? That displays your anger right there. That displays that you're indignant about something. So you're the conundrum here, not me. Not me. You're displaying that, not I. I'm simply giving you truths. I'm simply giving you facts. I'm doing what needs to be done for our culture, not yours. You've done what you need to do for your culture. That's why y'all always had one up on everyone, right? And we even mentioned the William Lynch letter, 1712, Virginia Rock Beach. We even mentioned that to keep blacks separated. Yeah. To keep us fighting each other. Yeah. We even talked about that yet. You put the light against the dark, you put the tall against the short, you put the fat against the skinny, you put the dumb against the smart, you put the strong against the weak. We ain't talked about that yet. We ain't talked about that yet. Now, is Jesus your king or is Trump your king? Because you had a problem with Trump depicting himself as Jesus. But yet y'all are calling both people kings. See, white people praise people. That's another reason why you know Christianity and religion can't be true. Because white people praise people. That is what they do. White people praise people. Black people aren't raised to praise people. We understand that people are flawed. People are not perfection. People are not perfection. People will let you down. See, that's how you know they're used to a pope, y'all. They're used to being forgiven by a man and getting Hail Marys, y'all. Huh? That's what they're used to. That's what they're used to. That's not us. That's not us. Not us at all.
There's a colored woman right here, lived just across here in the woods from me, and her name was Lexi Gordon, and she was sick. She had typhoid fever, and when she told her,
Did your mama have any children that was melanated that could withstand the UV rays from the sun and didn't have to worry about skin cancer? Huh? Did your mom raise any kids who weren't capable of catching lice? Did she? Did your mom raise any kids that don't sit down on the living room floor with their little pet dog and scratch as well? Did she? Huh? I
the
just want
ones
to
that were
know.
staying there with her, for them to go ahead and get away if they could, well, she just take whatever come. Well, naturally, when they set the house on fire, well, she ran out and ran out towards the back, and she had a back door. Johnny.
This young lady was sick and elderly. She told her kids to flee. They fled out in the woods and they got away. By time, this is the last one unalived in the mob, y'all. You know what I'm saying? In this massacre in Rosewood. By time the mob came her way, and her house was like the last house right up by the Masonic Lodge. All right. She tried to escape out of her back door to get to the outhouse, and they shot her in the back and unalived her. And unalived her. She was elderly and sick, y'all. Did it seem like they gave her down? So, black people, let me ask you, why do you give her down? Good white folks, let me ask you, why do you give her down? Huh? We know who the perpetrators of this evil are. We know who perpetuates this. We know where all the propaganda came from. We know where all the propaganda came from. And I don't care what anyone says, integration hurt us. Integration hurt us. It hurt us. They honestly believe their evil deeds will go unpunished. They actually do believe that, but they're being punished right now. That's why they suffer from skin cancer and everything else. It's happening right now. Their birth rates are decreasing. Just dropped to 49.1%. You know what I mean? Just dropped down to 49.1%. It sounds like the universe don't want them procreating and reproducing as well, because all they produce is evil. You know, that's all they produce is evil and wickedness. These people are diabolical creatures, man. These creatures are diabolical creatures, man. Grand rising to all. Grand rising to all.
Out there, and so she made for it, and they shot her before she got there.
But she had nothing to
do with it at all, whatever. And well, it was the way with a lot of them. You see, that's the reason it was such a situation that we just couldn't understand. It was just a mad bunch of men coming here.
What do you think they got?
This is an old elder white woman giving this account on behalf of the black people. See, I told y'all, white folks versus white people. America versus America. America with a CA versus America with 3Ks. And America with 3Ks just seems to keep winning. And America with 3Ks right now is upset because game over. Game over. Game over. Everyone is tired. See, you weren't smart enough to do what you needed to do and get the hell out of Dodge and leave people alone. You had to keep prying and pushing and colonizing, prying and pushing and lying and colonizing. You kept doing it to the point to where everyone became weary of your existence. Everyone's tired of white. Everybody, globally. Globally, everyone's tired of white. And you know who they're tired of the most? This same country right here, America. America. Know who they're tired of second to America? Israel. And you know who just told America that they're not going to be backing them if they do airstrikes in the Strait of Hormuz? Israel. So it's okay for America to put it all on the line for Israel, but Israel's never going to put it all on the line for America because Israel looks at themselves as the chosen people. But even they aren't the true. I'm going to leave that there. I'm not even going to finish that sentence. I'm not even going to finish that sentence.
Out of it. Why did they do it?
Motive, I guess, satisfaction is all I can figure these out.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's put black fatigue, white fatigue, all in the comment box. Let's put white fatigue and 2977 indigenous. Spam it, y'all. Spam it. Spam it. Black furs, white fatigue, indigenous, all that. Spam it. 2977. Spam it. Let's get it running, y'all. Let's get it running in this chat. Let's get it running. Let's get it running. Let's get it running.
What it was.
Satisfaction.
I reckon that was it.
Well, the whole place was in smoke around here.
Carol, you a 1370 lie. You are 1370 lie. You need to be rested beside Charlie Kirk. You a 1370 lie. 1350, you can stop lying. Okay, you can stop lying. We're 13% of the population. We're 50% exonerated from all falsely accused crimes. Huh? So stop lying. We don't make up a number big enough to be equivalent to 50% in anything. That's you. That's you. Unless you're not paying attention to all of your mass shootings that you white people do, all the colonizing that you white people do, the Holocaust, slavery, huh? What's going on with Iran? What's going on in Venezuela? What you did in Ecuador and everywhere else you've been? Somehow you're not counting that. Why? Per capita? Huh? White fatigue. No one has murdered more people than you white people. No one has stolen or created more crimes, done more dirt, more damage, chaos, and destruction than white people. But y'all rather lie on black people than be accountable when it's y'all lying asses out here killing everyone. Everyone, even your own. Who killed Charlie Kirk? Who unalived JFK? Who unalived Abraham Lincoln? Who tried to unalive Donald Trump 3 times? Huh? Oklahoma City bombing. Who were they? Timothy McVeigh? Ted Bundy? Jeffrey Dahmer? Come on, white people. Come on, white people. All of these massacres right now that we're talking about. Come on, white people. Y'all can't lie. But you want to push it on everybody else. See, y'all are the ones playing victim. And you're doing a poor job at it. You know 1350 is a lie, but you know what's not a lie? 2977. That's not a lie by far. That's all you white people do is touch children. That's all you do. That's all you do. That's all you're capable of. You don't like the truth because your whole life and existence is based on a lie. It's based on propaganda. It's based on taking advantage of others to exploit a weak ass white supremacy ass doctrination. That's all it is. That's all it is. But I'll tell the truth about it, even though you won't. Y'all have a sick black obsession, man. Hey, yeah, let's talk about Epstein. Let's talk about Trump. Let's talk about Melania. Huh? Let's talk about Melania. Hey, Dirty D-Bone, if the feeling is mutual, then get your caucus ass off of our land. We are indigenous. Take your ass back to Europe. Going back to the Caucasus Mountains, climb them mountains with them Neanderthal hands to get back up there in that cave where you left the bones of your ancestors that died when you ate them. You know what I'm saying? So take your ass on back. Take your ass on back. This is our land. Take your ass on back. Y'all are soon to be deported. Trust me. Y'all are soon to be deported. As soon as black is in power and on our land, y'all asses are the first thing out of here smoking, boy. Y'all, I'm telling you, y'all ass is the first thing out of here. Real talk. Real talk. Now let me show you what they can't handle, y'all. Let me show you what they can't handle. Let me show you they can't handle the truth. They cannot handle the truth. And we should never expect them to to be able to handle the truth. You know, we only expect you to lie. We only expect you to.
You installed this?
Even had a few screws left over.
If it's important,
Now,
it's not
watch
worth
this.
compromising. That's why with farmers, you can get quality and savings.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Barbershop alive. He did not get.
I always have to do this. Lying ass white people, prepare to become pork rinds. All right? Prepare to become pulled pork. Because for some reason, y'all just can't tell the truth. So I'll tell the truth for you because, you know, I'm the YouTuber. I'm the truth seeker. I'm the truth speaker. And I wouldn't even have content if it wasn't for y'all lying pale asses. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go ahead and tell you the truth. You know what I'm saying? No, you would die without EBT. White people are on EBT and snap the most. And don't holler per capita. My whole tribe can tell you. Okay, time to teach a vampire tribe. Who's on EBT and snap the most? Huh? Black people. Who is on EBT and SNAP benefits the most out of any ethnic group in this country right now? Let me see what you guys learned from following my platform. Because we debunk these lies all the time. Who's them? Let's put it out there. Who's them? Who's on it the most? I don't even have to look this up for them anymore because I've done this so many times. They are, see, white people. They are. They can't even tell the truth about that. Pale face. They can't even tell the truth about that. 34.7% of y'all are on freaking food stamps and EBT. That is the biggest ethnic group percentage that's been recorded. That's been recorded. How do you get a 400-year head start and 34.7% of y'all are still leading the way as the white EBT kings and queens that you are? How do you still need help and you had slavery and colonization and Jim Crow and Reconstruction and redlining and mass incarceration and the war on drugs and every damn thing else to give you a very distinctive head start? How are you still the majority on EBT and food stamps and housing? How? How are you still the majority of people out here homeless holding goddamn will work for food signs? And you had a 400-year head start. You write the policies and the laws that protect you and give you the benefit and the generational gap and the advantage over every ethnicity group in this country, and somehow you still failing and you're still the face of it? Huh? You're still the face of it? Huh? I don't want to hear per capita. And I'm going to report you too. I'm going to report you. See, you're mad. You're mad. When the truth come out, you get mad. But you just been reported. When the truth come out, you're getting mad. Yeah. Yeah.
As black people as a whole, I feel like it's only right that we all come together and coin a new term, black obsession. Throughout all of history, it seems that racists have a very strange obsession with black people. Now in 2025, every other day there is a new example of this. Recently, a white man went to a all-black barbershop to discuss his black fatigue. I did a video on my second channel already breaking down all of the false statistics and fallacies, but I will say this, he walked out of that barbershop alive. He did not get kirked. And it's just so strange because these white conservatives walk around like white people shit do not stink. And I'll say this all the time, there is nothing wrong with bringing up the problems in the black community, but also...
And they can't walk around like they shit don't stink. Them mother lovers don't even like to wash their ass. They got the worst hygiene out of all humans. So how can you have the audacity to walk around like your shit don't stink when your whole goddamn body stink? Huh? You smell like a goddamn sweating ass canine, a just sweating German shepherd. How do you walk around like your shit don't stink?
Sweep under your own porch first. White America has greater problems than black fatigue. White men only make up about 29% of the population, but guess what? They account for 75% of incest perpetrators, 65% of prostitution johns, 65% of pedos, 60% of kidnappers, 60% of rapists, 77% of child you-know-what arrests, and are half of the mass shooters. So my thing is, you can talk about black problems, but address your own people's problems first. That's my thing. And like I say all the time, this is exactly what Charlie Kirk did.
So black people make up 13% of the American population.
Okay.
Why do they commit 55% of all the murder? 13% of the population, and they commit 58% of all the murder. Number one cause of black death in Chicago.
Are you serious?
Other blacks killing blacks.
Are y'all saying other blacks?
Yes.
I'm going to break this stat down every chance I get for y'all. So they're basing their information off the 2019 FBI crime data stats. And yes, black people did make up.
Listen, racist. Listen, Carol. To the Carol Karen who said 1370, listen, because your white ass is about to get cooked today. Pulled pork for everybody.
15% of the arrests, y'all, not convictions. And do you know which group in America is the most exonerated? Black people at 50%. That is crazy. And you notice how every time in these clips, the stat changed, bro. Like, this is the thing about the Charlie Kirks and the dude that went to the barbershop. The people that they're debating do not really know statistics. He went to a black barbershop of older black men who probably never even looked up a crime statistic. And that's why I try to push y'all to go do your own research, know these statistics, in case you ever run into one of these.
And that's how you know white people don't read. And that's how you know white people don't do research. They just regurgitate what they hear among their racist base, y'all. Huh? They regurgitate what they hear. You're a lie. The exoneration rate is 50%. 50%. The exoneration rate. I have the charts. I have the 2019 FBI crime database sheet. I have it. I've read it on here multiple times. So there you go again with another white lie talking about less than 1%. It's 50%, you lying Neanderthal. This is all you do is lie. Your whole existence is based on a lie. Whatever it takes to make every other culture look bad so that we never notice all the goddamn bad, wicked shit that y'all do. That's your MO. But you just heard it. Keep your hands off them damn children. That's what you do. Keep your hands off them damn children. All you infidels in here talking about black people and your children aren't safe. The only time they safe is when they are away from your white ass. That's the only time they safe. The only time. Your pet chihuahuas ain't safe. And white women, y'all sitting around watching these white men do this to your children and do this to your pets. And you just keep it on the low because he's taking care of you off of our generational wealth. Huh? You just keep it on the low. But y'all little sick white asses getting swept up in it too. You're getting locked up with your nasty ass pedo husbands. Look at the entire Epstein files. Look at what Israel does. Look at what y'all do. Y'all even have code words for little kids, man. Pizza, hot dogs, and all this stuff y'all do, man. Y'all nasty. You're nasty. Your pedos and your pervs. All white people need to have ankle monitors on. We need to know where y'all at all times. You don't need to be around children. You don't need to be around playgrounds, bus stops. You don't need to be around anybody who's under the age of 18. But for some reason, y'all love them 12 to 32. I don't know what it is. But y'all love them young ones. Y'all straight out the caves. Y'all love them young ones. And some of y'all women fine as hell. I can't even count. Some of y'all women fine as hell. Some of y'all women beautiful as hell. But you want her 12-year-old daughter. You don't want her. You want her 12-year-old daughter or her 12-year-old son. You don't want her. That's how y'all get down. That's the nature and the lineage of the white culture, y'all. So you were trained to be unaccountable. You were trained to think irrational. You were trained to be the very demon that you are. And you know what? I was trained to be the truth teller that I am, the truth seeker that I am. You know what I'm saying? Diddy did not get locked up for anything to do with children. And free R. Kelly, as far as I'm concerned, because why is he doing time and y'all bastards ain't doing time? Huh? Why is R. Kelly doing time and y'all nasty bastards ain't doing time? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. Yeah, our sisters are beautiful, but I'm gonna give all women credit because I'm not racist. You know, so I'm gonna give all women credit. Our sisters are the most beautiful, but the white culture got some beautiful women. Our sisters are the most beautiful, but yes, the white culture does have beautiful women. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is safe around them. You can't call black people racist, dumbass. What laws and policies have we ever put into place to oppress another group of people and to capitalize off of their injustices? Name one. Name one law that black people wrote into place to keep white people down so that we were 90% of the economic wealth in this country. Name one sundown town that a black person invented. And black people, I don't understand why y'all fear these sundown towns. Huh? They're the only ones that's got to wait until the sun go down for them to move. Didn't y'all hear what time they showed up to do this massacre? 8, 9 p.m. They can't do it at high noon. We can move at high noon. They can't. That's your true meaning of a sundown town. They have to wait until the sun go down or their asses get fried. These people are something straight out of the Sinners movie. Y'all saw Sinners. Y'all saw what happened to them. Y'all saw what happened to them. This is Sinners right here. Core of white people, the culture of white people are the biggest sinners on the face of this earth. The biggest illegal immigrants in the United States right now. See, y'all talk that black shit as if black people don't know who we really are. We know who we are. We do the research. The lies should have quit when the internet hit. Why did you need to reclassify a group of people so many times in order to gain a distinctful advantage? Why? How are we going to be racist when we never wrote laws, oppressed, or colonized anyone? We never invaded anyone's land. We helped. Those black Moors helped. Black people helped. What the hell have you done besides destroy? Huh? So we'll leave the term racist reserved for the real racists. Shay Whitey themselves. Shay Whitey themselves. We've never done that. We've never done that. We've never raped people children. Huh? Why was Thomas Jefferson a grown-ass man and a president, but graping a 12-year-old slave girl by the name of Sally Hemings? Why won't y'all label him a pedo? Huh? Why didn't he do time? And they have 6 children right now. Google it, out of Cleveland, Ohio. The Jefferson and Hemings Foundation. Oh yeah, I'm giving you facts. I'm giving you facts. You bloodsuckers been doing this. Y'all like them 12 years old. But y'all know not to mess with black children. Y'all know not to mess with them black children. Lil Mookie, Lil Tyrone, Lil Shanae, they gonna put it on your ass. They gonna put it on your ass. And they gonna call the rest of the village just to finish you off. Just to finish you off. Why is it hateful? Because it's the truth. What's hateful is having a 400-year head start and being unaccountable for the very actions that gave you the benefit and the thrive over everyone else. That's hateful. That's racist. That's racist. To still benefit from somebody else's oppression, that's racist. To lie about the laws you created, to write racism into law, and to force every white person to be racist, going back to the days of John Brown, if you're familiar with that brother, that white brother, yeah, that's racist. That's racist. You're building an all-white community right now, but you're calling a black man racist. Huh? You stole all that black land, all that black wealth, all those black inventions, and told all those white lies, but you're gonna call a black man racist. If you don't shut the hell up out of your lying thin ass lips, if you don't shut the hell up with your lying thin ass lips. That's why Jesus can't exist, y'all. These bastards don't know how to tell the truth. These bastards don't know how to tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to tell the truth at all. At all. Look, they want to attack IQ. Yeah, it took a very low IQ to be lazy and allow everyone else to do the work for you, and you claim a victory, right? Huh? You worse than Teddy Roosevelt. All them black people went forward. Them Buffalo Soldiers went forward and led all on the line. But Teddy Roosevelt got all the goddamn love from it, right? He got all the glory from it, right? They showed him going up that hill to the American flag. Widen the picture and look at all them goddamn black soldiers around him that made it happen for his white ass. Y'all won't tell the truth about that. You won't tell the truth about that. Huh? You won't tell the truth about that. You need to sell me some food stamps. Y'all get them all. 34.7% of your culture, your race get food stamps. And you know what you're going to say next with your racist ass? You're going to say per capita. That's what you're going to say next. That's what you're going to say next. That's what you're going to say next. Huh? Excuses, excuses. Playing victim. The truth is not in you. It's never been in you. It's never been part of your existence. Never been part of your existence. Never. 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 All right, y'all. We done cover Rosewood. Here's Seneca. Let's rub it in their face, y'all. Here's Seneca. We've covered Rosewood. Now let's talk about Seneca. Since they say they don't do this stuff. Rub it in their face.
James believes
Rub it in
keeping
their
a
face.
close watch on his spending helps him resist temptation. By tracking spending in the Wells Fargo mobile app,
I'm going to rub it in your face. Since y'all say y'all don't do it, and we're only playing victims, I'm going to show y'all the true victims. I'm going to show you who was the victimizers and who the victims were. I'm going to show you with your lying asses. Lies ain't truth when it's safe as around. I mean, lies are not safe when the truth is
hidden gem
around.
thrived, an extraordinary community known as Seneca Village. Nestled in what is now the heart of Manhattan's iconic Central Park, this vibrant settlement stood as a testament to resilience, self-sufficiency, and the pursuit of a better life. Yet, like so many chapters in history, Seneca Village's fate would be marred by prejudice, discrimination, and the insatiable thirst for progress.
I wonder
Seneca
who did
Village
it.
was no ordinary village. It was a haven for African Americans, Irish immigrants, and other marginalized individuals who sought refuge from the perils of a society steeped in inequality. Founded around 1825, the community flourished over several decades, carving out an existence that defied societal norms and defied the boundaries placed upon them. The destruction of Seneca Village serves as a haunting reminder of the deep-seated racism that has plagued the United States for centuries. This chapter in history represents more than just the obliteration of physical space. It embodies the dismantling of a thriving community, the tearing apart of families, and the suppression of the hopes and dreams of countless individuals who called Seneca Village home. The tale begins with a confluence of factors that set the stage for Seneca Village's downfall. Amidst the backdrop of rapid urban development and the desire for progress, New York City officials sought to create a grand masterpiece, a sprawling park that would showcase the city's grandeur. However, hidden beneath the veneer of civic pride lay a darker truth, the pervasive racism and disregard for marginalized communities that would seal the village's fate. Seneca Village, with its predominantly African American population, posed a threat to the established order of...
Man, we not trying to love everybody. We ain't hitting that unified bullshit, man. That don't work. Y'all always talking about why you preaching hate. We need unity. Well, if you want unity, if you want to end the hate in this country, pay your damn debt. Until then, ain't no love because you're the only one benefiting off of all the egregious acts you created and carried out through history. You can't love a vampire. You can't love a thief. You can't love a liar. You can't love a pedo. You can't love a colonizer. You can't. And thank you for that. Thank you, FBA Kush boy. You can't. You can't. Pay your debts. Pay your debts.
the time. It stood as a testament to the resilience and self-determination of individuals who had long been denied their rightful place in society. The mere existence of Seneca...
Y'all aren't the change. You're still benefiting off of the old goddamn laws. You're still benefiting off of the same damn laws that put you on top. How are you the new generation and the change? You're a new beneficiary. You're a new liar. You're a new op. You're a new agent. You're a new criminal. You're a new colonizer. You're a new liar. You're a new enemy. That's what you are. That's what you are. Get it through your heads. There is no love. We will not spare you. The same thing you did to our ancestors is the very same thing that we're going to do to you 100%. Start with mass incarceration. Start with Jim Crow. Start with segregation. Start with Reconstruction. Start with integration. Start with the war on drugs. Start with the CIA leaving drugs in the black community. Start with that. Start with reclassification. Start with the Racial Integrity Act. Start with the Homestead Act. You saying which laws? Start with redlining. Start with the Trail of Tears. Start with 1790 Walter Plecker United States Census. Start there. Start with the $5 Indian Act. Start with the Erasure Act. You asking me what laws? I'm giving them to you. You ignorant, low IQ having bastard you. Start there. Oh, they know who to debate, man. These white people know who to debate. They know who they get the best of, and they know who they can't fuck with, and they can't fuck with me. That's why they don't debate people like me. They don't debate people like me, because I will handle their uncooked ass on a silver platter. They will not debate people like me. Charlie Kirk knew exactly who to debate. Little children who ain't lived life and experienced that racism and that oppression. You won't talk to someone who knows. You won't talk to someone who's well-informed and diverse in history. You won't do that. You won't do that. Just like you won't prey on somebody who can defend themselves. You'll prey on somebody who's 12-year-old who can't defend themselves. That's what you're doing. The biggest drug dealers in this country are you white people, the pharmaceutical industry. Don't forget your white children got opioid hotlines. Black people got mass incarceration for crack when you dropped it off in our neighborhoods, but y'all white children get hooked on these white opioids from these pharmaceutical companies, and y'all get hotlines for rehab. Who the hell are you talking to? I just told you dumbass Caucasians know who to debate and not who to debate. I just told you that. I just told you y'all dumbass Caucasians know who to talk to and know who not to talk to. Why is there a Planned Parenthood facility 2.5 miles walking distance in every urban community, every black community, and we still have a higher birth rate than what you and Margaret Sanger intended for us to have? You guys have fertility clinics in your neighborhoods and your birth rates are decreasing. Explain the science. Explain the science, Mr. Low IQ. Explain the science. You can't get your own women pregnant. Becky, come over here. Becky having twins and triplets. And you're going to consider them babies black under your one drop rule, right? Let's tell the truth. Oh, I forgot white people can't do that. Y'all can't do that. White folks can, but not white people. White folks can tell the truth, but not white people. So listen, to the white community, here's your ultimatum. It's time for you to either identify as good white folks and tell the truth, or you're going to be shaped and reclassified in the same class as your white racists, and I promise you, we will treat you the same. We will treat you the same. See, y'all have to realize during the times that slavery and Jim Crow was implemented, that even if you weren't racist as a white person, the government treated you just like they treated the black people. They lynched the white people who refused to be racist. They forced white people to be racist. So I don't agree with the fact that all white folks are racist, just the white people. There's got to be a core of white folks out there who was just like John Brown and his children. John Brown was a white civil rights abolitionist who laid it all on the line with an army of 21 people, and 5 of those 21 people was his children. Laid it all on the line for black people, for civil rights, for social and racial injustices. But you white people aren't built like that today. You white people aren't built like that today. You right. We don't want dealings with any of them. Because when you let them in, there's a problem. Huh? When you let them in, it's a problem. Let's not forget how Fred Hampton got sold out. Huh? One of his own bodyguards got paid $300 by the CIA and they flipped on him. Huh? How did Malcolm get it? How? How did Malcolm get it? I swear I had something on my lip. How did Malcolm get it? Huh? Same thing. Same thing. They know what they do. They just don't like to be called out on it, man. But I can give a damn about their feelings. It's facts over feelings, man. It's facts over feelings. What did y'all do to those Tuskegee Airmen? What did you do? Huh? Where did yellow fever come from? Huh? Please tell me. Please tell me. Where did all these diseases come from? Please tell me. Please. It came from y'all. It came from you all.
The village challenged the prevailing narratives of racial inferiority and shattered the myth that marginalized communities could not thrive. As the city officials embarked on their ambitious plan to construct what would eventually become Central Park, they saw Seneca Village as an inconvenient obstacle to their vision. They employed the controversial legal concept of eminent domain to justify the displacement of the village's residents. With the stroke of a pen, the vibrant homes, bustling businesses, and cherished community institutions were condemned to destruction.
With a stroke of a pen. With a stroke of a pen. Destroy another black community. They aren't destroying white communities. Huh? They're not destroying the KKK, y'all. They're not destroying all these political pundits in the White House on 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue that was also built and designed by a black man, Benjamin Banneker. They're not destroying white supremacy. They're destroying black unity, black economics, black wealth. And then they'll ask you, what did black people have? We had it all until you came along with your destruction and your evil ass lineage, your evil ass ways, your evil ass thoughts, your nefarious agendas. We had it all. I'm talking about Seneca Village right now. This is talking about Seneca Village right here. So shout out to you for being informed. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you for being informed because this is talking about Seneca Village right now. We just got done talking about Rosewood. We just finished talking about Rosewood. And these people will ask you, what did you have? No, what didn't you destroy is a better question. What didn't you take is a better question. What didn't you burn? What didn't you flood? What didn't you erase is a better question. Huh? And do y'all know it's white people that don't even know this history right here? Do y'all know it's white people who are racist in this country because they were taught to be racist, but they don't even know this history. They don't even know they did this, y'all. That's how protected they are. That's how entitled and privileged they are. They never have to learn about their own damn afflictions. But yet the people that they afflicted have to live with that. And all we can pass down is trauma. All we can pass down is how to survive. All we could pass down is a tainted history of what these saltines did to us. While they're passing around generational wealth and businesses and money begotten off off the backs of a black slave, y'all. We're not African, ladies and gentlemen. We were already here. We are the indigenous. Ladies and gentlemen, please subscribe to Mike's TV on YouTube. Please go and subscribe to Mike's TV on YouTube. If you are black, you need to be subscribing to Mike's TV on YouTube. Go find out who you are. Go get the truth so that you can victimize these vampires' children. Let your children take their children through hell. Go to Mike's TV. Find out the truth. Mike TV on YouTube. Mike's TV on YouTube. blackancestry.com. Mike's TV on YouTube. blackancestry.com. Piss these vampires off. The truth always seems to piss them off. I'm not rage baiting anything. I'm giving history. I'm giving truth. You don't like it. And you feel like the world is going to turn on you and you're going to be endangered because I'm telling the truth, and you consider that rage baiting. Was it rage baiting, sir? Was it rage baiting, my man, when you stole land, when you unalived people? Was it rage baiting when you control the... Yes. Mike TV on YouTube. Mike TV on YouTube. Go there right now. You don't have to agree with me. You don't look like me. My fight is not your fight. You benefit from the oppression. Why would you agree with me? That would make you a great human being if you agree with me. And you people are not great human beings. You are subpar human beings. You're created in a laboratory. You come from an Eve gene, the mitochondria gene. You come from the birth canal of a black woman, but you can't stand black people. You can't stand the very people who gave you your existence, who gave you birth, who created your lineage. It is not our fault you migrated from the sun. It's not our fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. I told y'all 63% of my returning followers or viewers aren't even subscribed. 37% are. Y'all see the 63%? They show up every day faithfully. Now they call me low IQ. They call us low IQ. But if you don't like something or someone or the message or the content, why are you showing up helping them make money on YouTube, dumbass? Dumbass. Every time you click, view a comment, you're making me money. Dumbass. You have a low IQ. You have a low IQ. Thank you for your clicks. Thank you for your views. Thank you for the money. Thank you. Thank you, racist. Thank you for the reparations, racist. Thank you, racist. Thank you for the reparations. See, you're already paying reparations. Get used to it. Get used to it. You're already paying reparations. Get used to it. Thank you, racist. Thank you. Thank you. Continue to show up every day. I can care less if you subscribe. Continue to show up every day. You're helping my numbers. Show up every day. Every day. Show up and get this work. Show up. Johnny Walker says, white people have zero accountability. If you point out their racism, they would call you a racist. Exactly. Exactly. And that's reverse racism. You know what I'm saying? They try to play these psychological games with people, man. They try to play these psychological games with people. But when the truth really shows itself, really surfaces, they're going to lose everything. You have Native Americans, y'all, walking off of reservations right now because they're losing their rights, because the government and the courts are deeming them not the indigenous people. So if it's happening to the Siberian Asians that you imported over here during the Eraser Act, what's going to happen to you lying-ass white people? If they're already starting to deport them and they were protected and given reservations and reparations, given our land, given our identity, what's going to happen to you, white man? What's going to happen to you? Tired of all of them and don't want nothing to do with their evil asses. Exactly. 1,000. They don't even want nothing to do with their own evil selves. 1,000. Why do you think they're out here unaliving themselves? Continue. Continue. Please don't stop on our court. Don't stop on our account. Please. 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 We don't care how many all white schools your children go. We don't care. As long as it's not our children. We don't care how many supermarkets. We don't care how many of your children unalive their parents over Nintendos and DSs and all of that stuff. We don't care. It's not us. One less for us to worry about. You know what I'm saying? We don't care. Get the work done for us. Get it done for us. Make it easy. Continue to do what you're doing. Continue to fight amongst your own countries. Continue to unalive your own people. Thank you for the favor. You are a bunch of shut off shitlers. Thank you for the favor. Thank you for the alley-oop. You all are a bunch of shut off shitlers. Real talk. I don't even know why black people mad at shut off Shitler. I don't know why we dislike him. I can understand why they don't like him. I don't understand why black people have a disdain for shut off Shitler. I don't. I don't. Hey, I look at it as he knew something we didn't know. He knew something we didn't know, but we're finding out now. Damn right their days are numbered. Damn right.
The destruction of Seneca Village was more than the leveling of buildings. It was the uprooting of lives, the erasure of history, and the reinforcement of systemic racism. It represented a grievous loss, not only for the residents who were forcibly displaced, but for the collective memory of a nation grappling with its tumultuous past.
Legio, I'm gonna just call you Caesar, whatever that long ass name is you have. Look, there's no need to show humanity now. There's no need to show compassion now. We don't give a damn what happens to y'all children. We don't give a damn what happens to you. Because you never gave a damn, y'all never gave a damn about us. And a lot of y'all don't speak up. You'll fall right in line with your racist supremacists, your racist white supremacists, and you'll agree with everything they're saying because you benefit from it. You have Asians and Mexicans who call themselves white to identify and get the privilege. You have white Cubans that do the same thing to get the privilege. White Puerto Ricans do the same thing to get the white entitlement, the white privilege. Do the same thing. So no, there's no sympathy here. You can't save face. We don't give a damn what happens to you or your children or your pet dog, cat, iguana. We don't care. We will be more than obliged, more than happy, more than entertained to see it happening to you now. We will be happy and thrilled to see you begging for your life as that rope is tied around your neck and you're on your way down. We will be more than happy to decorate those trees with your ancestors as you did with our ancestors. We don't care. We're over it. We're tired. We don't care by any means necessary. The same thing that we went through, we want you to go through it tenfold. Tenfold. Even worse. Even worse. Indigenous warrior says, go tell that to your people. Stay out of our space. We don't want nor need you. You know what I'm saying? We don't care. We don't care. It's not sad. It wasn't sad when you did it. It wasn't sad when your people did it and benefit from it. Why is it sad that we feel the same way your people felt? Your people had to feel that way in order to do the things that they did to our people. So why the hell we got to love you and protect you and feel compassion for you? You better kiss a black ass, sit down and shut up. That's what you better do. You know what I'm saying? That's what you better do. He know who the savages are. They the savages. They're the savages. Ask the Native Americans. Ask the Italians. Ask the Jews. Huh? Ask the Irish. Ask the black people. Ask the Mexicans. Huh? Ask some Africans. Ask them. Ask some Brazilians. Ask some Haitians. Ask some Jamaicans. Ask the Caribbean. Ask them. Ask Guatemala. Ask Honduras. Ask them. Ask Iran. Ask them. Ask those Persians. Ask them. And you'll see who the tribe, nope, we can't call them tribalistic. They never belong to a tribe. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see who the real savages are. We'll see who the real savages are. This is just how much history is against them, ladies and gentlemen. This is how much history is against them, ladies and gentlemen.
In the wake of Seneca Village's destruction, Central Park emerged as a symbol of progress and urban sophistication. Yet hidden beneath its lush greenery lies the buried truth of a forgotten community, a community that was erased to make room for a park that would cater to the privileged few.
A community that was erased to make way for a park. It became Central Park. Seneca Village became Central Park, y'all. Do you see this? For a park. They flooded our communities to make lakes. They condemned our communities to make parks. And he's talking about unity. He's talking about compassion. He's trying to call somebody a savage. You're trying to call somebody racist. Man, if you don't go read a goddamn black history book somewhere, man, and sit on your white ass. Told you as soon as we speak the truth about them, they show their racist hand. This is proof why we can't trust any of them. True. Trusting the so-called good one got us where we are today. True again. True again.
As we explore the tragic tale of Seneca Village, we embark on a journey through history, one that exposes the deep scars of racism and lays bare the unjust treatment of marginalized communities. It is
There's the unjust treatment of marginalized communities. Now, who do you think oppressed those marginalized communities? I want to ask Shay Whitey. Shay Whitey, dear racist, who do you think oppressed those marginalized communities? Huh? Did they victimize themselves? Are they just playing victim? Huh? Are they just playing victim? Are you mad because this wasn't erased? It wasn't whitewashed and watered down to fit your narrative to protect you? Is that why you're upset? Huh? You know the core of your evilness. We know the core of your evilness as well. We know it as well.
Story that deserves to be heard, remembered, and learned from, as it serves as a stark reminder that the roots of racism run deep, and that the struggle for equality and justice is an ongoing battle. Join us as we delve into the untold story of Seneca Village, the first seed of racism and the indomitable spirit of a community that continues to inspire us to challenge the status quo and fight for a world.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking.
Yeah, they don't want to talk about Seneca. They don't want to talk about Seneca, y'all. You got to put this stuff in their face.
Everyone's dreams can flourish, regardless of their race or background. Nestled in the bustling landscape of 19th century New York City, Seneca Village emerged as a beacon of hope for marginalized communities seeking refuge and a chance at a better life. Established around 1825, the village grew to encompass an area of approximately 6 acres. Its residents consisted primarily of African Americans, including both freeborn individuals and those who had escaped the bonds of slavery, as well as Irish immigrants. Seneca Village was a self-sufficient community that defied the social norms of the time.
Made up by a group of black people, a self-sufficient community. Sounds like another Black Wall Street, ladies and gentlemen. A self-sufficient community. Didn't need them. Proved it time after time. They needed us. They proved it time after time because they came destroying. They came tearing it down, y'all. Burning it down, unaliving people, taking it, building parks, flooding it, building lakes, building rivers. Time after time, y'all, we've proven that we don't need them to survive. And they've proven that they need our very existence to complement their own existence. Facts. Y'all just heard them say it.
The village boasted a range of homes, from modest wooden structures to sturdy brick houses, giving it a distinct sense of permanence and prosperity. It also housed 3 churches, which serve as pillars of strength and centers of communal life. The African Methodist Episcopal Zion Church, the African Union Church, and the All Angels Church were integral to the spiritual, social, and educational development of the village's residents. If you are still watching this video, it means you love it. Why not take out a second and hit the like button? It helps more people get aware of this story. Have you done that? Let's move on. Seneca Village's success and self-determination posed a threat to the established order. As New York City underwent rapid urbanization and faced mounting pressure to showcase progress and urban sophistication, the village became an inconvenient obstacle. The predominant
urban sophistication, an inconvenience obstacle. Urban sophistication became an inconvenience obstacle. For who and why? For who and why? Racism will be alive long as you white people are still breathing and getting burnt by this damn sun. Listen, racism won't die until you white people are extinct. It won't die until you're extinct. Black people can't be racist. We are giving an observation. We are teaching history that your white lion ass created. We can't be racist. You are the racist. You are the racist. Again, please name a policy, a law, a sundown town, or anything that black people put into place to oppress white people. Don't worry, I'll wait. Name one. Because if you can't name one of those things and associate it with us, then you're lying and you're doing what white people do the most. You're telling more white lies. Name one. Y'all so busy calling black people racist. We can be prejudiced, but we can't be racist. You guys are the racists. That is reserved for you and you only. You and you only, because you are the only culture throughout history, throughout the world, globally, who's ever exercised and exemplified this much damn racism, even towards your own people. Now take that check to the bank and cash it with your broke ass.
Ultimately, African American population stood as a living testament to the fallacy of racial inferiority and the potential for marginalized communities to thrive. In the 1850s, the city officials, led by the Central Park Commission, set their sights on the land encompassing Seneca Village. The plan for what would eventually become Central Park necessitated the displacement of its residents.
I told y'all, these people are dumb. They don't have a high IQ level. You know you're stupid. You know you're miseducated. You know you're uninformed. You know you're a thief. You know you're a liar. You know you're a pedo. You know you're a colonizer. Why would you argue with someone who knows the truth? Why would you argue with someone who knows the truth? You're stupid. You don't even know how to pick your battles. You don't even know how to pick your battles. Again, that is why Charlie Kirk showed up to schools debating 18-year-olds. Because he knew that if he ran up on a grown-ass man who was up on his history, he'd get his ass embarrassed. I wish y'all could bring his dead ass back from the dead so I can cook his ass. Real talk. I would love to debate his ass. I would love to debate Nick Fuentes, Tim Pool, Bill Walsh, Steven Crowder. Bring them on. Benny Hill. I would love it. I would love it. Because I would have their face Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer red round this. Real talk. They'll have to cut the live. Our black brother Cornell X round here. They'll have to cut it. They couldn't even air it. They'll have to cut it. They can't handle the truth. They know who to debate. They know who to go after. You know who they fear the most? An intelligent black man. That is what white people fear the most. Intelligent black people. That is what they fear the most. That's what they fear the most. Indigenous warrior says the devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy, and we do fully overstand and understand why our ancestors called the pale face the damn devil. They understand too, and they're living up to it right now to this day. Hundreds of years later, they're still the same pale face devils. You know what I'm saying? They're still the same pale face devils. You know what I'm saying? You're right, David LeBron. Intelligence, period. But no, it's black intelligence. It's not intelligence, period. I noticed how you took black off of there. I put black on for a reason. I put black on for a reason. I noticed how you took black off. Nice try with the Eraser Act, David LeBron. Nice try.
Utilizing the legal concept of eminent domain, the officials condemned the land, invoking notions of public interest and progress to justify their actions. Seneca Village was a tight-knit community, with families who had built their lives and dreams within its boundaries. The decision to destroy their homes and institutions was met with resistance, but ultimately the village was dismantled. Families were forcibly evicted, often receiving inadequate compensation for their losses. The once thriving community was razed to the ground, its physical remnants erased in the name of progress. In the days leading up to the destruction, eviction notices were served to the residents of Seneca Village. These notices provided a stark warning that their homes and livelihoods were at risk on the designated day. City officials, accompanied by workers and demolition crews, assembled at Seneca Village. Their presence signaled the impending destruction and displacement of the community. Some residents, unwilling to let go of their homes,
David LeBron, you've been rocking with me for a long time, and we've had our fair share of problems. David, I'm gonna bet that you're not black, and David, I'm gonna bet that somehow you benefit from white supremacy. David, I remember distinctively, I used to always kick you out of my lives. I know you remember that too. And see that one little statement you made when I said they fear black intelligence, and you go and you try to erase black and you say intelligence, period. You've got my attention. David, do I need to remove you again, David? You're one of those 63%ers who don't even subscribe. You just come back. You just come back every time I'm live. You're one of them. That what? That what? That what, David? Come on, David LeBron. Let's do it. Come on, David. It's been a long time since we did it. Let's go. Go ahead, David. Expose yourself, David. Because we always went through it. I've been letting you sneak under the radar. You know what I'm saying? You can't even spell, David. And if you got too many subscriptions, why are you here every day, David? Why are you here, David? Again, thank you for your support, racist. Low IQ member. Thank you for showing up to help the very people that you despise the most. Thank you, David. Thank you for showing up, getting the truth. And you know what? I'm going to be humane, and I'm not even going to block you, but I know who you are. You're an agent. You can't even subscribe. You've been rocking with me for months, and you've never hit the subscribe button. Never. Never. So you know what I am going to do? I'm going to fix it to where you can't even comment on this platform anymore. That's what I'm going to do, David LeBron. That's what I'm going to do, David. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. These people show up every day like I don't remember them, like I don't know who they are. You know what I'm saying?
resisted the eviction. They protested against the unjust displacement, arguing for their rights and the preservation of their community. However, their efforts were ultimately unsuccessful. As the day progressed, officials and workers began forcibly evicting the remaining residents. Families were forced to leave their homes, often under distressing circumstances. They had to abandon their belongings and cherished memories, with little time to gather their possessions.
Do y'all know these people make new accounts and they come back? They make new accounts and they come back. Pale faces truly think they have a monopoly on violence. They do have a monopoly on violence, but they ain't seen us yet. We not our ancestors. We are not our ancestors. They ain't seen the truth. These people go make new accounts and they come back. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get the likes up. You know, we do appreciate cash apps. We appreciate super chats. We appreciate gifts. Ladies and gentlemen, support your black FBA content creators. Okay? Support it. Support it. Support it. Rather than sitting around listening, you're going to give to these lying-ass pastors. Support your FBA members. Support your black content creators, ladies and gentlemen. Don't just sit around. Support the message. Support the cause. Support it, ladies and gentlemen. We're not even asking you for 10%. We're not asking you that. We're not support it. Rather than sitting around and getting the truth, oh, he's spitting facts, he's doing this, oh, I like this guy's channel. Support the message. Support your black content creators. Y'all have no idea what we go through in the face of the public. Y'all have no idea how we're treated out in the world after being on social media and putting these truths out here. Support it. Support it financially, ladies and gentlemen. Find a black candidate and support them financially too under the independent party. Black people don't support shit. That's why it's hard to do things for us black people, because we don't support shit. Start supporting it.
The forced eviction and destruction of Seneca Village resulted in the dispersal of its community. Families were displaced and scattered, with their lives forever altered by the loss of their homes and the dismantling of their community. After the destruction of Seneca Village, a deliberate erasure of its history occurred, leading to its absence from public memory and historical narratives. The story of this once thriving community was buried beneath the grandeur of Central Park. The marginalized voices and experiences of Seneca Village's residents were neglected, perpetuating a pattern of disregarding African American history. This erasure not only deprived future generations of an important chapter in New York City's past, but also contributed to the broader marginalization of African American communities. Only through recent efforts to rediscover and commemorate Seneca Village have we begun to rectify this historical injustice. By omitting the story of Seneca Village, a significant chapter of African American history is excluded from mainstream historical discourse. This exclusion reinforces a distorted narrative that marginalizes the experiences and contributions of African Americans in shaping the nation's history. The erasure of Seneca Village contributes to the underrepresentation of African American communities in historical narratives.
There it is right there. But they don't want those truths out. They don't want those truths out. Everything we've ever gained, they come along and destroyed it. Every time we've thrived, they come along and destroyed it, and now we somehow got to survive. That's what these people do. Y'all see how angry they get? These are the same white mobs that was showing up with burning torches and rifles, unaliving people unjustifiably, taking their land. These are the same white people, ladies and gentlemen. They are descendants of their ancestors, descendants of devils and demons, legions of iniquity, legions of untruths, mistruths, and social injustices. This is who they are. When someone shows you who they are, ladies and gentlemen, believe them. In the words of the late and great Maya Angelou, when someone shows you who they really are, believe them, ladies and gentlemen. Believe them. And with that being said, I'm going to take my exit now. I've got more research to do and some things I need to take care of, but I will be back. I keep telling myself I'm going to come back live, and I just get so busy throughout the day, but I'm going to take time today to come back live, y'all. To come back live. But I need y'all to hit that membership button more than ever. I need y'all to remember to hit that subscribe button more than ever. And I don't care if it's just a $1.99 gift that you send. Send it, ladies and gentlemen. Send it. Start supporting your black content creators, especially those who are taking part in your FBA movement, especially those who are bringing you the truth, who's exposing the wickedness. All right? Start supporting it, ladies and gentlemen. You got it, Indigenous Warrior. My man say, stay safe but dangerous, good brother. You got it. I'm only out to stir up good trouble. I'm only out to stir up good trouble. You know what I'm saying? Help spread the channel, but I need people to hit that membership button. If you're not getting notifications when I go live, please check your notification bell and make sure that it is set to all. If you're still not getting notifications, unsubscribe and resubscribe and still hit the notification bell. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a movement. Let's make it monumental. Let's make it classic. Let's make it robust. Let's give it a damn good run. FBA Kush Boy, salute to you. FBA Convo, salute to you. Turtle Peace, I know what you're doing. Salute to you. Kip 2, salute to you. All right, Indigenous Warrior, salute to you. The real Alicia Barnes, salute to you. Pammy, Lillian, salute to you. All right. Thank you so much, FBA Kush boy. Thank you so much. Jesse, I've seen you around a lot, Jesse. I'm pretty sure that your name is going to wind up in blue too, Jesse Stafford. I'm pretty sure. You know, I pay attention to people who pop up. And thank you, Indigenous Warrior, for that $1.99 super chat. That's what I'm talking about. We got to spread the love. Thank you, Indigenous Warrior. Support the message, support the cause, support your Black content creators, y'all. Doing this on social media as a content creator is not easy because you're always going to have your white counterparts that's going to come along and instill all this hate. If we're going to scream Black unity, then let's unify. That comes with being supportive, ladies and gentlemen. That comes with being supportive. With that being said, respect, love, unity, Black first, and melanin to everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's right. Melanin, melanin. Respect that. That's love, y'all. Y'all stay prayed up, stay blessed up, stay meditated up, stay protected, stay real, stay conscious, stay uncut. Be inspired, be great, and always be you. Ashe, ladies and gentlemen. FBA stand up. Black first. You got it, Indigenous Warrior.